Now it starts. All right, thank you. This is our group. We're talking about the character Catherine from Wuthering Heights. And we'd like to start with the quote about where she's discussing with Nellie about marrying Edgar Linton. And it would degrade me to marry Heathcliff now, so he shall never know how I love him. And that not because he's handsome, Nellie, but because he's more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. And Linton as is different as a moonbeam from lightning or frost from fire.
Yeah, so Catherine falls in love with Heathcliff as a child after her father, Mr. Earnshaw, brought Heathcliff in as an orphan, and she states that basically they're so similar that they are the same person.
And although they're so similar, and Catherine goes on about how great Heathcliff is, in the end she doesn't end up marrying him or ever really being with him. She ends up marrying for money, basically, and for power with Edgar. And although she does this, she always has conflicting feelings about them. For example, when she's buried with Edgar on one side and Heathcliff on the other, which shows that throughout her entire life, her feelings are always conflicting. But although she says she loves Heathcliff, it's questionable because she doesn't marry him.
It also shows her selfish nature and how she wants everything at the cost of everyone else. Like, she doesn't care how horribly she's going to treat both Linton and Heathcliff due to her wanting to be of a high social status and to also love Heathcliff.
So yeah, Catherine can also be cruel at times, such as when she becomes enraged with Nellie for obeying Hindley's instructions and not hers, so she slaps Nellie. And also when Edgar and Heathcliff have an open quarrel between themselves, she sides with Heathcliff instead of her husband, which shows, she's like taunting Edgar, so it's showing her cruelty. Yeah.
In some ways, like her willingness to fight, like, do you know, it's a strong female character. Like, she's willing to not just blindly follow her husband, but her entire character is her selfishness and her obsession with these two men. So it's kind of, she's a strong character in some ways, but she's still a weak feminist character in others. Like, she has a lot of power over them, but she does everything she does for her own gain and for men, really.
I agree with that. And also in volume 2, after her death, Heathcliff is still thinks about her and is still really in love with her, and he's very angry about everything that happened, especially when he treats the young Catherine so terribly and forces upon a marriage and just really tries to torture young Catherine and kind of ruin her life and lock her up in the home.
So yeah, at the end of the novel, Catherine's spirit haunts Heathcliff up to his mysterious death, and it is also possible that Catherine's ghost actually murdered Heathcliff. So you can see.
I'd say Catherine is probably the driving force of the story, more so than Heathcliff, because even though Heathcliff takes most of the action in the second half, all of his motives are based on trying to obtain revenge for his wrongs at the hand of, or his perceived wrongs by both Catherine and Edgar Linton when they fought over Catherine. It's like the entire crux of the novel is this love triangle and how it just permeates the generations and permeates these people's lives and controls them. So in that sense, Catherine is the main character in terms of her effect on the story. She's she's such a driving force throughout the novel.
Yeah, I agree with that. Almost even after her death, that her character and her morals seem to follow the novel and really shape the outcomes of everyone's lives.